Was it rotten?
Part of it.
Gross.
It was soft and disgusting.
Gross.
Welcome to Daddy's Money Garage. Today the video is not about the Fury. There's actually a bit done with the Cadillac. John and I have, well, it's not really John and I, is it? It's more like John and John.
Yeah.
And others.
A month ago.
Have done some work on this. You see the bumper's been replaced? There's footage with that. That's coming on later. But a lot of people have asked about the Cadillac and we just wanted to give a quick update on it.
It exists.
John, do you want to tell people what has happened?
It's making squeaky noises now.
It always made squeaky noises.
No, it's different squeaky noises.
Well, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh God. Is that Nick? Oh, good. What's up, guys?
Why are you here? What are you?
My van's done. You notice it ain't a V6 anymore. I mean, I'm here. Go park this thing somewhere, I guess. This is becoming a Nick video, isn't it?
Too late.
You're like the crazy uncle that shows up at the reunion nobody invited. So, yeah, I guess this is a Nick video now. For those of you who don't know, this is Nick the Van Man 90.
What's up, guys?
And he's been working on this Chevy Astro that we covered, what, a few months ago.
3 months ago?
It was cold. I remember it being very cold.
Yeah, 4 months ago, maybe?
I just remember it being cold.
It's hot now.
Yeah, that's seasons. That's
August.
how that works. You actually saw this through to the end of the vision that you began with.
Yeah.
And did it in like record time.
2 months.
So I could not possibly tell you what's going on with this thing. So this is a Nick video now, and Nick can take over from here.
If you saw the last video we did on it, it was still a 250,000 mile 4.3 TBI. If you go on my channel and look, you'll see it's got the 305 that I called the recession mouse motor. It's a 305 I built for 1,500 bucks. It's got a turbo 400 automatic in it that was built by my friend Jeff Yarborough that does really good transmission work. It's pretty much just a stock rebuild with good clutches and a Transgo professional valve body kit and all that stuff. I mean, it's just really basic. All I did was take all the accessory drive off the 4.3. The only hard part was none of the stiffening brackets would work anymore because it's all the stamped steel stuff, so I had to make all new stiffening brackets for it. It's got a Ford Taurus electric fan in it because I didn't want to try to make room for a shroud and all that. It still uses an in-tank fuel pump, as you can tell by the just ignore that one.
I was gonna ask about that.
Ignore that one. I got all these EFI clamps and one of them was bad out of the box and leaked, and I have them sitting between the seats. I've been busy driving it, so I'll have a new clamp on it at the end of the week. So it is a return style system, still uses the TBI tank.
It's like
all that crap.
Tell them what all you had to do to just get this thing in there and actually make it work.
Actually, just pull it out, put it in, use the 12-volt hot in the original harness for the HEI distributor, and put all the 4.3 accessory drive on it, and that's it.
So it just fit dimensionally fine. Like
with a set of swap mounts. Check out jagsthatrun.com. A set of swap mounts, yes, they go right in.
That's amazing.
Now, for the Turbo 400, that was different. I have heavily modified my factory transmission cross member and had Dave's drive shaft build the drive shaft for it. Still has the very strong 26 blind 7.5 10 bolt in it.
But this thing will park tires going in a second gear.
Yeah, not even drying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most impressive thing about it. The engine on the dyno, when I had it dynoed at Lincoln Tech, Mr. Maxwell dynoed it, we got it to make 231 horsepower, 275 foot-pounds of torque. Which doesn't sound impressive until you realize that engine came out of Detroit with 165 horsepower and 240 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of horses in that barn to begin with.
And all it is it's just a stock LG4 short block I rebuilt with stock pistons. It's all of it stock, and it's got a custom grind Delta cam in it, and it's got 601 closed chamber heads, a used Performer intake. About the only nice thing on it's the carburetor.
So here's a question I know a lot of people are going to have. Does this all work.
Yes.
Does the air conditioning
Yes,
work?
it does. It has, thanks to my dad, it has frosty cold air. I put all the parts on it, but I like him to charge my stuff because it's always cold. We got 21 degrees at the vent.
That is literally blowing ice out of the
You could hang
vents.
meat in this thing.
You could. Oh my God.
Yeah, I haven't been running the air a lot just because I've been putting it on the interstate, trying to keep the engine temps down. I run the heater and stuff just while I break the engine in. So I've been kind of running at 75, 80 miles an hour and getting the ring seated and all that.
How did you solve the speedometer issue? Because the old stuff would probably
I did not
work. You didn't.
So I got this kit off Jags That Run that's a reluctor wheel that goes on my drive shaft or my differential yoke.
That's because the VSS doesn't exist anymore, right?
No, it worked. It worked really good. And then Jeff's great transmission that I'm not complaining about, it hit second gear so hard that it wrapped the rear end up and jammed the drive shaft into the reluctor wheel and turned it into ZZ Top. So I had to take it off.
On a ZZ Top.
Yeah, it was crooked as a hillbilly smile. So I'm not really worried about any of that because no name's coming up. So basically all I'm gonna do is service the rear end in this thing. I'm gonna put a tack in it Friday, and I'm gonna go out with my GPS and I'm gonna note in third gear 35, 45, 55, and 75, and remember the RPM. That'll get me by till I fix the speedometer. I'm more concerned about getting to Sykeston and making a couple passes and, you know, everything going good with that. I'll worry about the other crap afterwards.
That carburetor is very different than the one that you started with.
Yeah, so the one I started with had water in it when I got it, and it worked pretty good for a little while, and then it didn't because the accelerator pump went bad because the accelerator pump bore is pitted.
That will ruin it.
And so now it has a 650 AVS2 on it.
I was gonna say, that looks a little familiar, 'cause I'm pretty sure that's what's on my car.
And I'm not an Edelbrock guy, I'm a Holly guy, so this has been a learning experience for me.
Yeah, he kind of hates it.
Yeah, actually I think I remember you texting everybody like, I'm taking this thing and throwing it in the trash and putting a Holly on it.
Well, I mean, Holly's, man, a vacuum secondary Holly, you can dump it on anything, because this engine only makes 14 inches of vacuum. Because the camshaft is 220, 221 at 50, 452 lift with a 1.5 rocker on a 114, which I thought would get my vacuum up, but I guess all that duration, it ain't gonna be up.
But 14 is pretty respectable. You're still able to run like power brakes and everything like easy on 14 inches of mercury.
It's just what I found with the Edelbrock, they don't like that, so you gotta go. I got silver springs in it right now. And
well, I mean, it's pretty comparable to mine. My engine typically puts out 15 to 16. It's
well, you notice we did
cam.
the same thing. You got a 1-inch 4-hole spacer, and so do I.
Yeah, you went with phenolic, didn't you?
Yeah, I went with phenolic because they're $20 on Amazon.
Mine is aluminum, but mine does not have nearly the ability to heat soak.
This thing will heat soak.
This thing is like a sock.
You could probably dump a half a second off the core mile time by letting it sit overnight.
Probably. You probably take the hood off. And,
in the van community, a lot of us do race without a hood.
You good? I take the doghouse.
And
take the doghouse out. Take the hood off. You got
a couple of my Ford. I used to race with the doghouse out too.
Yeah.
It's just kind of spooky turning $5 and looking down and it's right there by your feet.
Has this thing gone to the strip yet?
I'm planning to take it this Saturday.
Yeah.
And make just 2 or 3 passes. I'm not trying to beat its guts out. I was kind of curious to see what it did.
You know what we're planning to do with our race car this Saturday?
What?
Change the windshield so it can go to the track for the first time this year.
All this up here doesn't really look all that impressive. It just looks like a small block. I'm actually more proud of like the transmission. If you look under it at the transmission, it's hilarious.
So is this the configuration you're going with when you take it to Sykeston in a month?
Identical.
Is the interior still the same?
Yeah.
You haven't lightened it up at all.
Nope. Still got all the seats in it. Here, I'll open the door. I haven't even cleaned it up yet. It's still filthy.
My God, it's going to be drag racing for you and your friends.
I'm sleeping at it.
Wait. Can we? All right, hang on. I got an idea. Let's see what time this thing lays down with you in it. And I'm pretty sure that you, all of DMG, and Technician Troy will fit in this thing. And then we all go down the track together to see what.
We might do that.
It's curiosity. Would they let us do that?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I'm just happy to have it done and to be out driving it.
You're going to use this as a daily driver too?
Yeah.
Or you have been, actually. Yeah.
I'm driving it quite a bit. Drove it all weekend.
Well, do you have anything else to tell the viewers?
Yeah, get your vehicles done.
Just get your shit done.
Yeah, get your shit done. No more excuses. Get it done.
Go out there right now and turn some wrenches.
Yeah, finish it tonight.
Now.
This
Go
is an
into
order?
debt.
Yeah.
This is financial advice. Go into debt.
And I will ask one thing. We don't have to do it,
But how many would like to see this race the Fury at No Name?
That's gonna be the slowest race of
Well,
all.
we have a race that we never got to finish because you know you always would put a nose on Milwaukee, and then I'd put a nose on you, and then you go do something, you put a nose on me. Last time around, you put a nose on me, and I never got to put a nose on you, so I figured we could have the rematch with this fan.
My car runs an 11.3, so
This thing,
it's comparable.
This thing with the 4.3 ran a 12.12 at 57.
Okay.
And this thing, I'll be shocked if it goes faster than a 1090.
If it beats the Fury, it races the Jet.
Okay. Done. I'll do that.
Like and subscribe, share it, do whatever. Go check out Nick the Van Man.
Yeah, I'm almost to 1,000 subs.
Donate us money
Yeah,
for no reason.
I like money.
Catch you in the next one.
I miss
See ya.
money.